Call meeting to order. If you would, please rise. Reverend Nutter's going to come. Give us an invocation.
Thank you, Mayor. Merry Christmas to each of you. Let us pray. Oh, Lord God, we give thanks to you as we gather tonight, and we ask that you would guide our meeting so that all the decisions that we make would be to honor and glorify you. And what a privilege we have to serve this great city. Bless us and hear our prayers, we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So roll call we've already accomplished by electronically here, and so we have 5 in attendance, 2 absent at the moment. We're going to skip over the commendations and certificates. Our honorary aldermen with the Mayor's Youth Council have not arrived, so we'll skip over that and come down to approval of the agenda. The right spot? I think so. I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, I'm sorry, yes, citizen comments. Did we have any citizen comments signed up today?
I didn't have anyone on the sheet.
Is there anyone present from the public that'd like to make a comment? All right, we'll skip over that. Approval of the agenda. Motion. Oh, that's right in front of me, I'm sorry. So a motion second on approval of the agenda. If there's no discussion, we'll vote. Five, 0. Approved. Agenda is approved. Reports from Alderman. Coach Mathis?
No report, sir. I haven't had a meeting yet. I've had one, but not this time.
Not this month. Alderman Glegg.
I have no report, but since this is our last meeting until Christmas, I just want to wish everyone in town Merry Christmas.
Alderman Byrd.
Thank you. Quite a bit's happened since our last meeting, since that was a month ago. I've had a meeting with the airport authority and had updates on the hangar progress and some other of their improvements they're making to the airport, some electrical improvements. The Arts Council, we had a discussion and a vote on an item that will be on the agenda tonight, actually. TAEDC, we had some pretty lengthy discussions on the future Arnold Heritage Innovation Center, and TAEDC also hosted the Tech Hub meetings, which was a regional economic development for engineers, scientists, and academia. Then also got to attend the Arnold Community Council dinner, which was a fantastic night, and then got to have a chilly wobble gobble and a very cold Christmas parade. That's my report.
Alderman McGee.
Just a few things to report. I was able to attend the Planning Commission meeting. I also was able to attend the Arnold Community Council banquet, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I did attend the school board meeting, also attended the tree lighting and the tour of the trees, which was beautiful, or is beautiful. It's still there, so you have an opportunity to go and look at the trees. And I do want to give a shout out to the Tullahoma Fire Department for a well-organized toy drive, and also a shout out to Miss Gloria Dameron for all that she does for our citizens here in Tullahoma. And I was also at the Wobble Gobble, and I was honored to sing the national anthem in 30-degree weather. So it was nice. And that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. For my report, kind of some of the similar events, I was unfortunately at the head of the table at the Arnold Community Council, because that means I've got a job to do for the next year with them. But thank you all for the ones that came to the Arnold Community Council. We had a Mr. Art Huber as our speaker, who was a former commander of AEDC, and now he's the lead civilian for the test center, which is who AEDC reports to. And he gave us a report on the importance of AEDC and the work in light of some of the things that we see coming out of China. So that was great for our local community to see the importance of what AEDC does. Also did participate in 5K. I wobbled a lot more than I jogged, that's for sure, but it was chilly, but it was a good day. I'd like to thank the fire department for inviting me out to their Christmas party this past week, and thoroughly enjoyed that. The Christmas parade was cold, but when you walk the entire route and move around, it's not too bad. And so I think it was a record number of entries this year, and I think that's the biggest candy cane I've ever seen in my life on the back of that flatbed truck. That was pretty good. And so I'll just join everyone else in saying Merry Christmas. I hope everyone has a great holiday season. All right, consent agenda. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped the city administrator. City administrator report.
That's all right. I'll be brief tonight. Wanted to bring you up to date on some of the reports that you have before you, and most notably, if you look at the number of businesses we had apply for a business license so far in 2024, we're at 88. Same time last year, we were at 55. So that's a 33 business jump, and this is by far the largest number of business licenses we've had during this time from July 1 through the end of November. Just shows you Tullahoma has a very good environment for economic growth, and we have a lot of local entrepreneurs that are looking to start their own businesses. So just that's a very positive sign. From Parks and Rec, the junior NBA registration is completed. There are 249 players this year, which is 30 more than they've ever had before, which was last year. They'll have 28 teams, and they're going to be playing January through March, and they're going to be having 16 games per week. So they're going to be just going a lot at CD Stamps. As Alderman McGee had mentioned, the fire department toy drive, they're accepting donations through this Sunday, December 15th, and then the distribution will be the following Saturday, which is going to be on December 21st. Breakfast with Santa will be this Saturday, December 14th at CD Stamps. It begins at 8 and will end at 10:30. I also want to just say thank you to those that were involved with the Christmas parade, especially the Chamber of Commerce for all the hard work they put into that. I have 143 entries, I believe is what I was told, which is by far the largest parade. But I also want to really give a special thanks to Butch Taylor and to his team at Public Works, who do so much to help prepare for that parade. But then after we've all gone home and we're starting to get warm, they're out there till midnight or after, cleaning the streets up, making sure that everything looks great. And once again, they've done a wonderful job with that. And then also the police department, we had over 20 of our police personnel who worked the route from beginning to end, making sure that we had a lot of safety a lot of safety measures in place and monitoring the crowd. And that was really a good job by them as well. So just want to say thank you to them. We have a city employee Christmas luncheon coming up next Monday, the 16th. I hope you have it on your calendar for all of the aldermen. It will be at the Atlantic over next to the old post office at the annex building for the church. So we'll see you there. It starts at 11. I'm looking at Robin, correct? 11 till 11 to 2. So we hope everybody can stop by. One last thing. I don't know if you've noticed the Renaissance building, which is on the corner of Jackson and West Lincoln, that has been vacant. We have worked to put window coverings over that building. From a marketing perspective and strategy, it seems to go in line with what we're trying to do, is continue to generate interest in downtown and the city of Tullahoma. Lyle Russell did an outstanding job working with several different people and coming up with a timeline for certain critical events in the history of Tullahoma. And then also we have quite a bit of photography on those window clings as well, which just pretty much tells who Tullahoma is and what we stand for. So I encourage everyone to, if they can, stop by, take a look at that. Really impressive stuff, and we're going to continue to do what we can to draw interest downtown and get even more vibrancy down there. And last but not least, I want to echo what everyone has said and wish everyone a very happy holiday season. That's my report.
Thank you, sir. All right, consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Did I skip something?
No.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. So all in favor? All right, thank you. 5-0, motion carries. Unfinished business, I don't think we have any unfinished business, so move on to new business. We have a number of resolutions here this evening on allocating some funds. And a lot of this, just so you know, Ms. Wilson gave me a nice list here. These first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we're going to vote on are being paid for out of the ARPA funds. So that's been planned to do this. And so we'll start working our way through these. Resolution number 2014, a resolution, I'm sorry, I got ahead of us on the spending part, but this part's on the 401K. Resolution to allow the city of Tullahoma to participate in the state of Tennessee 401K defined contribution plan. And then I'll just go ahead and mention the next one because I think it goes with it. A resolution number 2015, a resolution to update personnel policy to include 401K plan through the state of Tennessee, adjust the service credit cap for TCRS, and change the 457 vendor name. Ms. Wilson, you want to kind of give us just a kind of high-level overview of what these two items are?
Yes, Mayor. The first one you have is TCRS is now offering a 401K option, and what this will do is allow our employees to participate. We will not be matching this. This will be voluntary only on the part of the employees. We already offer a 457 plan through Mission Square, and we are a participant in the state TCRS retirement, which the city does pay the employer contribution to the TCRS retirement. But this 401K will be entirely voluntary. And then so the first resolution you have there is to allow the state to participate, well, the city to participate in the state's plan. And then the second resolution you have is to update the personnel policy to add the 401K, change the name on the 457 to Mission Square, which is the new owner of that plan, and then to take the cap off of sick leave contributions to buy service credit to the TCRS upon retirement. Our current plan has a 9-month cap. The state does not have any cap, and most cities do not. It's entirely whatever sick leave that employees have, they can buy credit with.
So all of these, as I understand it then, are either additional benefits available to our employees.
And updating our retirement portion of the personnel policy.
Do we have a motion to approve Resolution 2014? Second. All right. Any discussion or questions on that one? I think most of us are familiar with what a 401K plan is and the benefit of doing that. I'm glad that we have a chance to offer that to our employees. If there's no discussion, let's vote on that one. All right, that passes 5-0. And then Resolution 2015, the resolution to update the personnel policy. Do we have a motion, a second on that one? Motion by Alderman Glick, seconded by Alderman McGee. Any discussion on that one? If not, we'll vote. And that one carries 5-0 as well. So those items are approved. Item 6, and now we'll get into some of these purchases. Item number 24-158, a request from Public Works Department to approve the purchase of a 2024 F-250 4x4 utility truck from Ford of Murfreesboro in the amount of $62,364 state contract pricing on that item. So we have a motion to approve that one. We got a request to speak, Mr. Glick. Let's get a motion first. I'll get a motion in a second. All right, so go ahead, Mr. Glick.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about this item, 24-158, and along with the 24-163, 24-164, and 165 also.
Okay.
That these items are all purchases of vehicles, and it seems that we have purchased a lot of vehicles lately. It seems like almost every board meeting we're purchasing several, and in fact on this one it'd be $350,000 worth of vehicles. And I just want to be sure that we're following a equipment replacement program and that we are adhering to when these vehicles are replaced, because I was noticing on the Parks and Rec one, it looked like there was a couple of vehicles there that have already been replaced, that are being replaced again. So I was just looking at that and just thinking we need to take a breath a little bit and think about what all these purchases are for. And if this is this special money that could only be used for this, or, that's the question, what else could the money be used for?
So a lot of tonight's agenda is definitely going to be all financial related, so I've already kind of preempted or have Sue prep so she can speak more on this than I can.
This looks like a lot because what we're trying to do is finish off the ARP money, which has to be all allocated and committed by December 31st. And we were originally using ARP money for contingency on TDEC stormwater plans, and then we pulled that back to a smaller plan because by the time TDEC rolled it out, that we weren't going to have enough time to do the whole plan and make the federal the deadlines. So what we did was take the equipment purchases for FY '25 that were budgeted and would have come out of equipment reserve. And normally we would have done them a couple at a time, usually out of equipment reserve for cash flow purposes. But we pushed them all forward into this meeting so that we could meet the compliance on the ARPA grant. But these were items that were included in budget requests and presented to the board this summer when we were putting together the FY25 budget and we had the work sessions. These were all items that were included then, with the exception of planning and codes, which we knew we were going to need one, and that we had one that was just old. But the other ones were submitted.
Okay, so so all the Parks and Rec vehicles were planned to be purchased there, and
There were 3 of them that were submitted. These are the 3 that were submitted. They were submitted as just vehicles. It didn't say specifically what we would replace them with, if they were trucks or SUVs, but it did say 3 vehicles, which 3, and there are 3 that are being surplused. I think 1 already has been. It was old, and then 2 are being surplused.
I think the Jeep Cherokee and the Impala were both vehicles that had been replaced once before.
Yeah, and we had them listed, though. They were submitted as to be surplused out when we brought these ones in.
Anyone else have a comment or question?
To further, was there anything else that this ARP money could be spent on, that something that we would need now, such as the purchase of the house that's on a later agenda item?
No, you really can't use the ARP money because it's federal, and so they make you jump through so many hoops that if you decided you wanted to buy land, they'd want you to do environmental clearances and things like that, and it would take you another 6 to 8 months before you ever could get there.
So as I understand, at least for those 5 items that are ARP, we've got a deadline to commit that money by the end of this month.
Right, oh, yeah, well, this is tonight. It's
tonight,
tonight,
right?
So
I think, I had the same thought as you, and I think, we're probably accelerating a little bit. We're accelerating to take advantage of the money that we've been allocated, so.
Right, and I think that you've probably given it to us before, but I'd like to see our whole fleet management program, if you don't mind emailing me a copy, and an inventory on what our fleet is and when it would be replaced. And then do you, when you plan on purchasing a new vehicle, do you ask for a justification and what it will be used for, such as that, who's going to be using it? Will it be used for X program or whatever?
Well, we looked at that pretty much when we had the work sessions, the budget work sessions, and each department head came up and presented what it was they had for projects, what they had for equipment needs, and I think most of them did have plans at the time of what they were replacing, why they're replacing it, what kind of mileage they had. So, and we do look at, like police, we look at about 4 vehicles a year, because if we don't, we get behind and then they die at once.
Oh, yeah, I think that's a good
So we have some kind of
plan.
rotating stock things that we do too. And then recreation has done really well. What they have, multi-years, and they show which ones need to come off when, what they're going to get rid of, what they'll have the following year. They've got about a 5-year, I think, replacement out.
Yeah, I think I started that when I was there, but.
You did, it's pretty good.
But,
It's still going.
Yeah, what I'd like to see for the entire city would be something like that, and then each vehicle have what program it, or, you know, what purpose it's for. And then that way, when it's replaced, we know, that, programs change, programs are born and programs die. So, let's make sure that we're not replacing vehicles from a now defunct program, or, like we used to have the mosquito control program where we had a truck that we went around. So I don't want one to be living on and we're replacing a mosquito control truck when that program was gone a long time ago. So,
All right, any other comments, questions? All right, let's go ahead and vote on this one then. Five yes, so that one carries. Let's see, now number, make sure I'm on the right one since we have so many. Item 24-159, a request from the Public Works Department to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement MOU with TUA for the new installation of a traffic signal at William Northern Cedar Lane intersection. This project would have an estimated cost between $375,000 to $475,000 to complete. So, go ahead. I'm sorry. Let's say, do we have a motion and second on this so we can just, for discussion? Motion by Alderman Gee, second by Alderman Byrd.
So this MOU is similar to the ones we've executed in the past. As many have seen, work on the William Northern and Cedar Lane intersection has been going on well. Weather has hit us here in the last few days, so that is going to delay us just a little bit, but we hope to have this project completed within sometime in January, hopefully before. This is going to go at the intersection. What we plan to do is go ahead and open up that intersection without the light. That's going to take some time for that to get in, but this is just nothing more than us working with TUA to have the installation of the light, and then they'll do the maintenance for it as well.
And I think we have that in our packet, but could you give a brief description of how that cost/financing works in this case?
It's similar to what we did with the traffic lights downtown, where we paid for the concrete, but the lights actually go into an infrastructure account at TUA, and then what they do is they amortize them over the life, break out the asset life, and then they apply an interest rate of up to 14%. And for that, they will maintain the lights. The other option would be we do it ourselves, and TUA maintains them for 8%. So considering that it's not much of a differential, we're better off to go with having TUA do it.
Everyone follow that? So this is not we're not allocating the full amount this year's budget. All right. Any more discussions or questions about that? I think as much comment as we have on needing to improve traffic in Tullahoma, that's hopefully going to be a big asset there. All right, let's vote on that. Five yes. So that one carries. Item number 24-160, a request from the Public Works Department to use the FY 2023-24 STBG funds in the amount of $296,758.73 to help offset the cost to cover the wetland stream credit for the TDOT Ledford Mill Road project. We have a motion on second on that for discussion. Motion by Alderman Gee, second by Alderman Glick. This one sounds a little more complicated. I don't think it's that complicated, but I know it's been a little more than we would like. Just quick, I'm sorry, go
Sure.
ahead. Yeah.
No, so as many of you know, the work on Ledford Mill has been going on for quite some time. We have reached the point where we've been doing some mitigation on the wetlands and whatnot, working with TDEC, and it looks like that at last count it's going to be a little over 300,000. We still don't know how much that's going to be, but we would like to go ahead and use those STBG funds in order to carry over, be ready to use that money so we could hit the overall amount that we eventually receive from TDEC.
Can you give me the acronym STBG? Anybody can do that?
Surface Transportation Block Grant.
Okay, so it's block grant funds. But just for the public's knowledge, I think we got a little surprised on this one from the requirement to do more mitigation than we had anticipated.
Very much so, unfortunately. And it's not something that really we can negotiate. It is something that we have to either participate, but if we look at it, we could choose not to do it, but we have to finish that road. And the only way to finish that road is by continuing to go down the track that we started some time ago.
Okay.
They made us an offer we couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. Any other comments or questions on that one? If not, we'll vote. That one passes 5-0. Item number 24-161, a request from the fire department to approve a filing for the Assistance to Firefighters Grant. If awarded, it would require a 10% match estimated at $31,780 cost to the city. So we have a motion on that one. We have a motion for Alderman Glick, second by Alderman Byrd. Can someone kind of give us a description of what the Assistance to Firefighters Grant accomplishes?
I'm going to ask Chief Pearson if he would address that.
Thank you, Chief.
Good evening. Yes, the Assistance Firefighters Grant, each year we look at things that we could possibly use for the city, things that we might be able to offset by using the grant where the city wouldn't have to pay for it. This year we're looking at, we're right at the verge of going into another 3-year set of turnout gear. So we're going to try to get 10 sets of turnout gear on this grant, a new washer and dryer for the turnout gear. Our present ones at Station 1 are 16, 17 years old. So at some point they're going to have to be replaced. And the third item is going to be a brush truck slash for the airport truck, airport crash truck. They'll have 300 gallons of water on it and have foam availability so that if we have something that's at the airport at the present time, it'll help us to continue that process and then also help us with brush fires that are outside.
Right. Any other questions for the chief on that? Thank you, Chief. Sorry. All right, so no other discussion, we'll vote on that one. And that passes 5-0. Items number 24-163, a request from the Parks and Rec Department to approve the purchase of 3 vehicles, a 2025 Ford Expedition, a 2025 F-350 Crew Cab, a 2025 Ford Maverick Crew Cab from Ford of Murfreesboro, honoring statewide contract pricing in the amount of $131,161. I skipped one? Which one did I skip? Oh, there's 2 fire departments, I'm sorry. Yeah, so let's go back to 24-162.
Mr. Quick, what are these vehicles for?
No, we're going back one. I skipped the fire.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I saw fire department, my eye skipped over. Item number 24-162, a request from the fire department to approve a quote from Cardin Construction to replace the current roof on Fire Hall number 1 with a pitched roof for the cost of $14,434. So there, now we got it. So we have a motion second on that one. We do. Any discussion on that one?
You know, the fire department has done an excellent job over the years of trying to keep this roof where it would maintain safety and you know, keep them dried, for lack of a better term. It's come to the point where it can no longer be patched or repaired. This is something that's been budgeted in their funds, and we just need to go ahead and get that.
How large is this roof?
This roof is probably about 20 by 30. 20 by 30. It's
I thought that was
the back
very-
portion of the building. It's a flat roof. The rest of it's pitched.
Yeah.
But that's the only flat roof we have on the building.
I thought it couldn't be very large for this quote, so.
No, it's not very large.
All right. Any other comments or questions about that?
But you're going to change it to a pitched roof? Make it a
Yes.
pitched roof? Yeah, that's a big improvement.
Yeah,
So-
it is. All right, let's vote. Five yes. All right, now number 24-163, the 3 vehicles I just mentioned. If we can get a motion second, I think Coach Mathis had a question.
I've asked JP to come up and answer any questions any of the aldermen have.
Yeah, can we get a second there? from someone? Thank you, Coach. All right.
So we do have our vehicle replacement plan that Kurt and I worked on. It says 21, but I think we started in 20. We did not purchase vehicles in 22 or 23 that were on this list. So 2 of these vehicles were new purchases that were not purchased.
Oh, okay.
One of them is a replacement vehicle, and it does replace that 1997 Jeep that we've currently been using because we couldn't let it go for park custodians. Everyone knows on Ford F-150s, the bed on them are about this high. I employ a lot of shorter people, women. They're not comfortable driving large vehicles, so we are going to get something smaller. Currently, they're putting garbage in the back of this Jeep Cherokee. They need a truck, so Ford makes a Maverick. It seems to be a little bit better suited for this job. We've also added the field technician. We've added some other jobs. We're reshuffling some of the trucks, trying to get some vehicles that aren't as hard to get up in. The Expedition hopefully will be a little bit easier we have a new administrative coordinator that does a lot of administrative work for me. The F-150 is a little bit challenging to drive and back up. So, just as the department's grown, we've had to shuffle some things around, but 2 of the vehicles were new purchases scheduled for 22, 23. One of them is a replacement vehicle.
And this is one of the items that's being paid for with the ARPA funds, correct?
Correct. This does accelerate our need to spend this money, or we will lose it.
Right. All right. Any other questions or comments from the Parks Director? Thank you.
One comment I would like to make is we did also reach out to our local Ford dealer, Russell Barnett. And I want to again say thank you to Keith Barnett, who spent a lot of time looking to see if he could meet these quotes. They're not part of the state contract at the moment, but he has told me that they're going to be looking to do that. So then again, we can try to do our best to buy local.
Yep.
Well, maybe we won't have to buy so many vehicles in the future.
True.
All right, let's vote. Carries 5-0. All right, item 24-164, a request from the Planning Department to approve the purchase of a 2025 Ford F-150 4x4 for Ford of Murfreesboro, honoring statewide contract pricing in the amount of $46,344. Motion second on that one. Any discussion on this one? I assume this one is for inspectors to drive around and do their job.
Correct. Is it a replacement or a new purchase?
I believe it's a replacement. Is it? I believe it's a replacement.
He's gonna come.
The Coast Department, they've been unfortunate. They've had hand-me-down vehicles for some time. One of the vehicles down there is the Ford Explorer that Wayne Limbaugh first bought when he was here. So we plan on probably getting rid of that vehicle and probably the old City Hall car that's being used down there. It's a hybrid car. It's been given a lot of problems. So yes, that's my understanding.
Okay. Any other questions?
No. I will note that the Jeep Cherokee Parks and Rec is replacing was a hand-me-down from planning the codes. So,
yeah, that vehicle might have been one of mine originally.
yeah, probably.
All right, let's vote. All right, that passes 5-0. Item number 24-165, a request from the Police Department to approve the purchase of 2 2025 Ford Interceptor SUVs and upfitting of 2 vehicles with emergency equipment through Lonnie Cobb Ford on State Contract 209 for $113,576. Do we have a motion second on that? Motion by Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Glick. Any questions on this one? Okay, no questions, no comments. We'll vote on that one. That motion carries 5-0. Then another item from the police, item number 24-166. A request from the police department to approve the purchase of 10 laptops from Waypoint at state contract pricing for $25,721.80. Do we have a motion and second on that one? All right. Do we have any questions or comments for the chief? I think I remember hearing these discussed before, so if not, let's vote. All right. 5 yes. Before we jump into these last few items, I want to go back at the top of the agenda and catch our members of the Mayor Youth Council. We have 2 honorary aldermen with us tonight, and I started to say it wrong, Tally Aguilar and Mr. Chance Cox, and I'd like to present both of y'all a little proclamation making you honorary aldermen. So if you don't mind joining me up here, so we can present you with these certificates. Let's see. Should check before I walk over here. Let me sit down there because I'm way too tall. Over here. Yours. And they're going to take a photo. Open those up. Supposedly. That's what they always tell me. And I think you've been told you're supposed to speak. I'd like you to step to the podium and tell us a little bit about yourself. A report from our honorary alderman. Yeah, grab your notes. Go ahead, Mr. Chance.
All right. I go to Tullahoma High School. I'm a senior. I'm a part of the Tullahoma High School band. I'm also a part of Student Council and Mayor's Youth Council. And right now in Student Council, we are doing our senior-junior projects to better the environment of our high school. My group is trying to transform one of our old patios into like a refurbished lunch area where students can eat or wait to be picked up after school. And we just finished what we called our Richards Drive to raise funds and supplies for victims of Hurricane Helene. And yeah.
Thank you.
I'm Taliana Aguilar I'm a junior from the Tullahoma High School band. I plan on going to the University of Alabama. I'm involved in the Mayor's Youth Council and band, where we are currently preparing for our concert coming up this Sunday.
What time is that concert on Sunday? Do you know?
2 p.m.
2 o'clock? Y'all have to be there all afternoon, so you don't care what time it's right. So, all right. Thank y'all very much for being here.
Thank you.
Mayor, may I make a comment?
Absolutely.
I was able to come in and catch the end of your meeting with the Mayor's Youth Council, and I was shocked but overjoyed with the number of students that were there and participating. And I think that really shows that our students are very much involved and want to be involved in public service and understand how our local government works. So I just want to say congratulations to these two, but also for all of those that attended the last meeting. I thought it was outstanding.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing the rest of them as they come through here each month. All right, so let's pick back up with item number 24-167, number 15 on your agenda. A request from the city administrator to approve the submission of an application for the Tennessee Whiskey Country Community Mural Project Grant, which is a 50-50 matching grant for a project up to $15,000 total, offering a 50% maximum reimbursement up to $7,500 cost to the city. So, Mr. Quick, you want to talk about this one for us?
I was going to see if Mr. Bird had anything to add before I said anything.
This was discussed at the last Arts Council meeting, and we did have a vote. The Arts Council agreed to go forward with the first step of this, which is just applying for the grant, because the second step would be a meeting with the city, if I remember correctly. And then the third step, if awarded, would be to accept the award.
So when meeting with the city, they'll come and look at potential sites where the murals could be, placed. I have looked at one that I think will be outstanding. I know we've all at some point have sat on Jackson Street at the traffic light and looked across at the Renaissance building and seen that large side of the building, and I think that would be an outstanding spot for that. I've even spoken with the building owner should that site be selected, and he is very excited about having that on there. So that may accomplish two things by having that mural there. I think this is something that is going to help our city, especially as it evolves around the Whiskey Trail. I'm sure as with you, but the more when I talk to people about them from Tullahoma and they ask where that is, then I just start using the triangle. Well, have you heard of Jack Daniels? Well, so if you go with the triangle of Jack Daniels, George Dickel, and then maybe Uncle Nearest. But it seems like we're starting to get more and more connected to that Whiskey Trail, which is something that's been led by the state of Tennessee, and I think this is a great opportunity for us to be included in that.
Okay. Anything else from the Alderman? If not, we'll vote. Passes 5-0. Item 24-168, a request from the city administrator to formally accept the purchase price of $250,000 for the property at 1201 Country Club Drive and authorize the mayor to sign any necessary documents for closing. Mr. Quick.
So I wish I could take credit for this. Great idea, great vision, but Alderman Glick is the one that brought this to my attention as far as the house being for sale, where it's located. I know, and I think we all will agree, that intersection has been a dangerous spot for so many years. So when he brought that to my attention, then he, as he typically does, not only does he bring me an idea, but he brings me additional ideas of how that could be configured. So I want to say thank you to Alderman Glick for that. Once that happened, I met with Butch Taylor. Butch and I have gone out there several times to look at it and what could be done in order for us to make that intersection better. And without a doubt, that property is critical to making anything work for us to alleviate any traffic. The plan would be to purchase this parcel with the house and do everything that we can to salvage that house. Part of the challenge by not buying the house is if we need more than what we have, then that could run into some issues that we probably do not want to look at from an eminent domain standpoint, and those things. Those are usually not good for a city, and that could be just set a whole different set of concerns. But if what we're looking to do is either put a roundabout in, maybe we're looking at some being able to put some yield areas, and both coming from Country Club, taking a right onto Kings Lane, and if you're on Kings Lane and you want to take a right onto Country Club, having some areas that will allow you to divert from sitting behind somebody waiting to take a turn. But then also, if you're coming down Country Club headed towards Short Springs, should somebody be in that lane looking to take a left instead of it backing up, there will be a road that we hope or some avenue that we could have where they could go around them and sort of just keep that traffic going. So we've gone and we've secured a contract with the owner. It is contingent on the vote of the board. I appreciate each one of you being able to speak with me individually as far as this is what we're looking to do, and I had several said let's do it, so we went ahead and put that plan in action. I think this is an outstanding opportunity for us to do something for the city of Tullahoma. From a timing perspective, this is a project that we will be able to keep internal. We will not need to bid this out to a Rogers Group or other group. We will be able to do this internally. If we can have cooperative weather, the plan and the goal would be for this to occur during the summer of 2025 while school is out. And I just think this is an opportunity that we need to really look at taking advantage of this, because it may not come around very often if we don't.
I think that's I've heard the comment constantly about traffic in that area, and so if we can do anything to improve it, I appreciate the idea being brought. Any other comments?
Yeah, I just want to say that as that side of town or the residential grows in that area, we need to get ahead of it, and we need to make the infrastructure improvements before the growth happens, because if we don't, along with the traffic issue we already have there, we'll have increased traffic area, then we're going to have to shut it down to make the needed improvements. So the time to do it is now, and the time to do it is when the property was for sale. If that house had sold, then I don't think anybody's going to be wanting to move right back out again, or if they did, it'd be a premium. So,
Alderman Byrd?
This was the first agenda item that I think I've had more than one person reach out to me about in the positive. I do have a question. Once the property were resold, would the money just go back into the general fund?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's what we're hoping for. In speaking with Butch, and he's spoken with the engineers. Again, we're going to do everything we can to have that new road put in and maintain that property to where it has some marketability. Maybe putting in some safety barriers or some other things to give them either privacy and or that safety feature that they would want, and then seek to put that house back on the market. That would be our goal.
that one's yours, yeah.
All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right, well, let's vote. That passes 5-0. And then our final item tonight, item 24-169, request from the mayor to approve Phase 2 for South Jackson Performing Arts Center paving, curbing, and parking for the cost of $235,186. I know this has been a long-term plan for the South Jackson Performing Arts Center, and Greg Gressel's here, and if you don't mind, Greg, can you come and speak to this just a little bit, or are you prepared to do that? So I guess I should have asked you before I put you on the spot.
He's always prepared.
I know, it's
I
fine.
try to be.
I wasn't worried about asking you.
Yeah. So, the project began in 2014. The GFWC Women's Club and South Jackson Performing Arts kind of entered into this project as an upgrade in safety, trying to raise money. We raised about $100,000, all funneled through the Centennial Women's Club. And money was raised for the project. Project broke ground in 2017, and was supposed to be Phase 1 and Phase 2 done together. Things happen as they do, and but the north side, Phase 1, was finished in 2018. And there's been a lot of talk about it ever since to try to get the other parts done. Probably about 5 years ago, it might have been a little bit cheaper to get it done, but we are where we are now. So we're at the close of this year, we're closing out 10 years on this project, and just looking forward to seeing something happen. Just this past weekend, we had several thousand people through the facility, on the grounds, inside the building, and parking just continues to be that issue and that problem. And on that side of the building is gravel and mud holes. And so we do our best to straddle all that and make it happen, make it work. But the drawings are there. The city's had that in place for quite some time. And so we're just looking to improve the safety of the patrons and the employees and the people involved in the center, because that side of the building is extremely dark. Change time, it's just pitch black out there. You can't really see. And so we're just hoping to improve that project and get that underway and be a nice addition for the city as well. So just a lot of, I don't have any numbers except for I know there was several thousand this weekend, but just in Greece in November, we had people from 9 states and 63 zip codes purchase tickets and come to the show. So parking is going to continue to be a thing, and we hope that this will help meet some of those needs. So
thank you.
How many additional places will that get you?
Pardon?
How many additional places will that get you?
I'm not sure what the project looks like. I've seen pictures, but I've not seen the actual count. It's very similar to the parking lot that's on the other side, just a tad smaller because of the configuration. It does include the curbing and the lights and all of that as well, but it's just I've not seen the actual count on the drawings.
It'll be a nice upgrade regardless.
It will be. 10 spaces would help, but hopefully 60 or 80 will be even better.
I'm sitting here counting now, it looks like it's at least 45 to 50.
I was thinking 50 to 60.
Yeah.
Right at, I'm about 49 or 50.
So,
All right. Any other questions, comments on this one? All right, if not, let's vote. And that passes 5-0. So that's the end of our business. And so we are adjourned with a Merry Christmas to all.